The Haunting of Bly Manor, Episode 9, The Beast in the Jungle. We're finally here, guys, the last episode. Let's see how all this wraps up. I'm hoping that it's going to be put in a nice little package for us with a bow on top. The poster here suggests that it's all going to go downhill. Well, obviously there's not much left to do other than explain what's all happening and what's going on with Lady of the Lake and Dani, right? She's being dragged away. So I'm guessing that's where we're going to pick up. If this is the first episode you're watching, guys, with me, you know this. I can't show you the entire episode here. I know it's a bummer because of copyright issues. But all of this is going to be linked in a playlist that you'll be able to find in the description, in the comments, and in the cards above. I just can't wait to get into this episode. Let's get into The Beast in the Jungle, The Haunting of Bly Manor, Episode 9. So, well, we did get to find out what happened with a lot of things here. There's a lot to unpack. I just ended where basically Owen found Hannah in the bottom of the well. I felt like that was the natural break. Let's go back to how this kind of started off with the kitchen scene again. Hannah and Owen talking, and Hannah is by far, I think she is probably my favorite character in this. She's just so well written and acted, and of course her chemistry with Owen is brilliant. But basically Owen explains to her that it's like, this is just your fabrication of me. It's not the real me. The real me is out there, and you got to go help them. And she kind of turns to look out the door, and you're kind of like, oh, she's gonna go help Dani with the Lady of the Lake. So yeah, that's where we go, and we go outside, and it's dark. I'll try to brighten these pictures as best as I can, guys. And she's standing there saying stop, and the Lady of the Lake passes through her. So obviously, yeah, she's a ghost. And Flora is there trying to say stop as well, and they go up to the bedroom, and eventually the Lady of the Lake sees Flora and kind of remembers that, oh, I had a daughter too, and confuses her. So we've seen this before with the Lady of the Lake. She's taken kids before. So even when Dani's like lying on the ground there, she's like taking the kid off to the lake to drown. And that was kind of dark, but it was interesting because we saw Miss Jessel there, and she was going to try to help out. I felt like that was kind of creepy, the way that they were doing it. I like the fact that they set us up for this, that Flora wouldn't have to do that herself, that Jessel would go into her body and experience the pain of drowning herself. And like that was a good payoff. I like that. Henry comes along from his long drive and gets dispatched. He gets choked out, but of course we saw that later on, that he gets resuscitated. And then Hannah comes out and talks to them. So wait, hold on. They can see Hannah there, but isn't she dead? See, something's not clicking here, and you guys will have to help me with that. She was a ghost, but they can see her. I'm not too sure. Yeah. But anyway, they go try to help. Owen resuscitates Henry, and Dani comes out, and they're about to go underwater, and she says something weird. It's like, it's you, it's me, it's us. I had to rewind that because it wasn't quite clear the first time I heard it. It's you, it's me, it's us. And then, of course, the Lady of the Lake turns, and it goes into her. So they're the same, but they're not. Yeah, like what the other ghosts, Peter and Miss Jessel, were trying to do. So Henry gets resuscitated, and I like that last shot though, when Henry's dead and can see Hannah, and Hannah's like, please give this message to Owen, that I love him, and I'm in the bottom of the well. And there's a bit of that repentance kind of carried out with even Peter. Peter's kind of like, I'm sorry. He says, I'm sorry to Miles. And I like that. So basically when the Lady of the Lake, Viola, goes into Dani, that kind of releases the spell from all the ghosts. And the uncle and the children get together. And, they're together now. And of course, Owen is kind of like, well, where's Hannah? Right? And then that's where I ended, at the well. He goes there, and it's just that part. Yeah. You could see that they were in love, and it was kind of a bummer. So hopefully it kind of picks up here towards the end, and isn't quite as somber, but we'll have to see. Let's continue on to the finale of episode 9, Haunting of Bly Manor. Wow. What an episode, guys. I'm feeling it. The emotions in me right now. I'm trying to process this all. It's a lot to take in, how masterfully this was all put together. And you kind of realize there at the end, you're right, it is a love story. It's not a ghost story. Well, it is, but it's kind of like that gothic romance. It's got that horrific element to it, but it's a love story between Dani and Jamie, and it hit me, man. Oh, wow, it was just so well done. Let me rewind here. Okay, so we started back at the manor. The curse has been lifted, and we're just kind of wrapping up some of the storylines with Henry and the kids. They're talking about their parents and stuff, and Dani is just kind of accepting the fact that she's got this evil in her now that's just kind of sitting there lying and waiting. And Jamie comes in, and they kind of assess the situation that they're going to have to deal with this eventually. And they do that kind of pinky kind of thing that I used to do that too. They leave Bly Manor. Everybody says goodbye, and Jamie and Dani go off and have their life. They're given some time, and I like that a lot, that they have some time. Dani proposes to her in a clever way. I like that, with the ring at the bottom of the plant, and they accept that. Come to Canada, guys. You can get married here. We're way ahead of some of the parts of the world. I like that. That at least that they did it symbolically. And they go to a place, a restaurant, Owen's restaurant. I guess he went back to Paris, or maybe, I don't know where. They didn't say exactly where, but he did open up a restaurant, probably there in near Bly. But anyway, I like the fact that he had a poster of Hannah up there. I like that, and he actually looked pretty good in a chef's jacket. I like that. And they're all talking. And this is the first time that I noticed that one of the eyes was different. And it was hard to see because it was darkly lit. So I'll have to go back and see when her eye changed. But one eye is kind of the brownish reddish color, and the other is her normal eye. So that's just them setting up that her body is slowly being taken over. Did you guys notice that? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, and then she starts to fall apart. She deteriorates, and Jamie and her are talking about it. She just gets to a place where she's seeing the Lady of the Lake Viola in like the water and reflections, and she'll just sit there for hours, just kind of like zoned out as it's slowly taking her over. And she wakes up one night and she has her hand on Jamie's throat. So it was kind of like, that's it. You can't let that happen. You can't let that happen. So Jamie wakes up in the morning and sees that she's gone, and she goes back to Bly Manor. And where is she? Right? Obviously she's in the lake, and you know that you would go in that lake yourself too. I don't care how cold it is, you're going in, you got to find her. And that imagery, all of that stuff was very haunting. When she's like swimming down, and you can see Dani at the bottom, like Viola used to be, just there sleeping. And it would have been hard to shoot, but the emotion that the actress Jamie was doing, it was just kind of like, wow, like just scream like that underwater, very, very, very difficult to do. And then she comes out and just tries to internalize what happened and goes on with her life. And that's kind of like how the story ends. Again, it's bookended beautifully with Carla Gugino telling the story to this newlywed couple. And it's so well done that they're suggesting, well, it is pretty much, I think it is, that the bride is the older Flora. Because at the restaurant, Owen explained that the family kind of forgot all of those events. They couldn't remember. So it kind of sort of makes sense that they wouldn't recognize her. So the narrator is Jamie, but it looks like Carla Gugino, and that was well done. And the older Flora says that it was kind of like it wasn't really a ghost story, it was more of a love story kind of thing. And they're right, because it was just so beautifully done. And I like the part at the end when they're at the wedding, and you can see that those people are the representations of the characters in the story, and they flash to them. You see who's supposed to be who, and I like that a lot. And then the final look with Jamie there in the self that we know. I like that part, how that all wrapped up. And then, of course, Carla Gugino is there at the end, and she goes back to her room, and she's talking about some of her rituals to hopefully again see Dani as she goes to sleep. And the series ends with her head on the chair, and it zooms out, and we can see that there's a hand on her shoulder with the ring. And I felt like that was beautiful. That was so beautiful on how well that was done. And I'm still feeling it. It's just, when you see something like beautiful and art, and this is art, it's just like, wow. So this is what's going to happen. I figure I really like this episode, and all it did is that it made me really want to go back and watch it from the beginning again, to know, okay, who's a ghost? When is somebody being possessed by Peter and Miss Jessel? And I really want to just kind of sort all of this out before I finally sit down and give my review. So I will be doing a comprehensive review for this. With spoilers, obviously, and I will try to show more actual footage. I don't care if that one gets copyright claimed, because guys, all of the ones that you see where they actually show footage, that's getting claimed. I'm trying to do it in a way that doesn't get claimed, but also gives you guys some insights. And I'm hoping that you can tell from this series that I was clueless at points. I didn't know what was going on, even from the beginning. But now that I'm done, I'm at the end, I want to go back and watch it again. That's what I really want to do, and just kind of like really soak in everything. And that's the way that it makes you feel. The Haunting of Bly Manor. I feel like, I think you guys will enjoy it. I think you should go out and see it. The Beast in the Jungle, Episode 9, The Haunting of Bly Manor. Please follow the playlist, guys, and pay attention, because that that comprehensive review is going to come out soon. It won't be too long. It won't be too long because I'll be referring to these videos as we go through it. But starting tomorrow, we'll be back with movie news, and that's how we're going to go. Thank you. Thank you, Mike Flanagan. I really enjoyed that.